Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome back to the His and Hers podcast. So, I don't know what episode we're on now, maybe 6 or 7?
Seven, yes.
Oh, good, that's good. So, we're 7 episodes deep now. Hope you're enjoying it so far. A good week so far for me and Char. Char, how you been?
Yeah, all good. Just...
I ask that question like I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just informing everybody.
I don't see you every day. How have you been?
How you been?
Well, imagine you come up with some right spiel. Oh, well, not so good because of this and
yeah, I'm having a really rough time.
Boyfriend's treating me like a right dick.
Yeah, no, all good. Just cracking on, really.
Yeah.
Same old. Routine is locked down, so yeah. What were you going to say?
Had Sheridan over, didn't we, for a few days?
Yes.
He's just gone to Iraq. Mm-hmm. And over to Iraq, so he came over on Monday night, Tuesday morning, picked him up from the airport, spent a few days here, and now he flies over to his show. Yeah, he's looking really good, really good. So had him for a couple of days, and then obviously you got one day just us, and then your mum's coming over.
Yes, got my mother coming to Dubai. She's so excited.
Yeah, I can tell.
She's been messaging me, and she's super excited about a long haul flight because she's not done one for years. So yeah, she's excited.
But it's at night, isn't it? Like it's almost like a useless long haul flight.
She was like, "I'm going to stay awake. I'll be too excited." I was like, "Please go sleep, woman."
Yeah, absolutely. Especially if you're sat next to me, I'd be like,
"I know. Can you?" Yeah. She was like, "Can you move my seat so I'm in a window seat?" She was very demanding. She was like,
What are you going to see though? It's going to be night time.
I know. I think maybe when you land in Dubai, she wants to see.
Enough,
She wants to see. She's very excited.
Oh, that's good though.
Yes.
Good. And what have you got planned?
We're going to go to the top of the Burj, so that'll be fun. See the top, go up to the top of the Burj, have a little look around the mall, kind of those normal touristy bits. Going to take her to Kite Beach as well on Sunday, so we can have a nice little chill day.
See the fountain?
See the fountains, at the mall and stuff. That'll be cool. Yeah.
That'll be cool, yeah. Oh, so loads of good stuff to do, loads of stuff planned out, which is good.
Yes.
My dad, he won't come out here. He's like, I don't want to come out here.
Freddie G doesn't want to come.
Yeah, so he doesn't really like flying to start with, but also like he's just so like just content like where he is and what he's doing.
Yeah.
Like he just doesn't like it's not like a routine or anything, but he's just like
happy with what he's doing.
Yeah, just like chilling. He's like, I don't want to come out here, and he was like, I just want to go fishing. And obviously I told him there's some
we were
fishing
like,
lakes.
there's fishing lakes here.
Yeah, and he was like, I'm not interested.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah, he was like, no, nice offer, but thanks. No,
thank you.
Thanks, said I'll just catch you for a carvery when we get back.
Yeah.
I actually had a roast dinner, didn't we?
I was going to say, we met up
yeah.
with Jace and his fiancée.
Not girlfriend.
So that was nice. Went to like a little Englishy pub, which was nice. So we'll have to go back there when I'm not in prep.
Yeah, it was a nice roast as well. So that was the one thing my brother was like, I'm going to get him on this. And literally the next day, we went on a Sunday. On a Monday, he sent me a picture of a roast.
Roast dinner.
Like, look what I had. And I was like, funny, look what I had. So he was like, I can't get you on anything now. So I do love a roast dinner, to be fair. It's one of the things I miss, but it was really nice. Yeah, no pork sausages, but veal sausages.
Yeah,
veal sausages. They were nice.
You said they were quite nice.
Yeah, they were nice, yeah. And we had a beef and chicken was the main meats, so that was nice as well, yeah. So the proper Yorkshires and stuff like that was good.
Coke Zero for me.
Yeah, and a couple of ciders. Cider actually is like really difficult to get out here. So
yeah, they don't do that everywhere, do they? So you had a couple of ciders.
Yeah,
so
nice. I don't drink beer. So generally, if we go out, I drink a cider. But the reason I drink cider is because I played a lot of cricket, and obviously cricket is a summer sport, and after the game you want something quite refreshing and quite fruity. And beer obviously never done it for me. I never really enjoyed drinking it. So yeah, I always had a cider, and then that's how I got into drinking cider. So yeah, I used to have a cider after the game.
So at least we know somewhere that you can have a little cider.
Yeah, and that area was quite nice, wasn't it? Dubai Hills we went to. So there's a nice big mall there, and then at the back of it is a huge golf course. Yeah,
really nice. Yeah. It's quite a nice little like outdoors area. It definitely gave me like British pub garden vibes. In the summer, it was really nice. So go back there.
Yeah, so if anybody is in Dubai and they want to get a roast dinner, it is Dubai Hills Mall Golf Club. Go there.
It's called the Duck Hook.
A Duck Hook? Okay, yeah, sure. I didn't know that.
That was the pub.
Yeah, it was very nice, and you can get like a proper traditional Sunday roast there, which is lovely. I'm not sure if they did it every day or just on a Sunday. We went on a Sunday. So
yeah.
If they did it every day, we'd go in there every day.
But, need to move there.
Yeah, we'd be moving there for sure. But yeah, no, that was a week really so far. I'd say Sheridan's been over and enjoyed training at Dungeon, which is a nice gym.
Yeah, a little mix up because we've been obviously.
It's a bit like a LRF Ashford feel actually. I think that gym.
Yes, yeah.
So a bit hardcore, a bit dark, but obviously it's good to see him in person before he flies out to that show. And the reason he picked that show actually was because obviously he knew that we were moving out here. Obviously, he's at LRF all the time. Knew that we were moving out here, and I said, well, actually, if you want to do a show, you can almost stop off here. I don't think you can I really don't think you get a direct flight to Iraq anyway from the UK. So you would have had to stop off somewhere to get to that show, and that show is actually 2 pro cards rather than 1.
Yeah,
you got double the chance. So in the UK, obviously, you got the Ben Wheeler show, which is coming up, which is stacked, man. Like the men's physique guys doing that show are so good. Obviously, Sheridan is very, very good as well. Won many shows. But that show is so stacked, like with the amount of competitors that are doing it.
Yeah, super busy, isn't it? Yeah.
Obviously, any pro qualifier's got quality competitors. The guys, there's some guys doing that show, like Gerald, who's prepped by Jace, Drew, who's prepped by Corey. Some really, Michael Kent actually is another guy who's very, very good as well that people don't really know. Flies under the radar a little bit, but he's exceptional as well. So you've got these 3 or 4, probably even a few more than that, a few names that I've missed out, but you've got a few exceptional guys competing at that show who obviously are not going to go to Iraq. So, Sheridan was there. It was like, right, you can come and see me, you can stop off,
see your coach face-to-face, do all the check-ins, all that good stuff.
Yeah, do the face-to-face stuff, do some posing, go through everything with him, plan it out, and then I applied for my visa as well, but unfortunately my visa didn't come through in time, which is annoying, because it would have been great to see him out there. First time I've prepped him, so it would have been great to see the final package. But I've seen him 2 days out. He's now gone and flown out and got everything sorted out there. So he'll be competing out there in a double pro card show, which is a great opportunity for him to nick that card and hopefully start the season off really, really well.
Yeah, so that's exciting. But I can't believe how quick the season coming round. Like it sneaks up on you, doesn't it?
4.5 weeks.
Yeah.
And I think it sneaks up on a lot of people, to be honest, and especially coaches who don't push hard out the gate, who don't push hard out the gate. They'll think, oh man, they'll be thinking of end of December, early January, we've got loads of time. Well, it's only 12 weeks.
It's not a lot of time, weeks, when you start prepping people, or like I started prepping, or not prepping, but as such I started dieting before Christmas, and you think, oh, it's so long away, so far away, but it just creeps around.
Because it's a calendar year, isn't it? You've got a whole calendar year. You're in 2023 and you think, oh, my show's in 2024. It's ages.
Yeah, it feels like ages away.
It's really not.
Suddenly it's January and you're like, shit.
Well, suddenly now we're in the middle of February.
We're
in the middle of February and we're like, oh shit, actually the first show is 4.5 weeks away.
Yeah.
I know it's a regional, but the first pro qualifier is then 6.5 weeks away, which is not long at all. Especially if, for example, you get through Christmas and you say, right, I'm going to start dieting after Christmas.
Yeah.
That's 13 weeks.
Not got a lot of time. Yeah.
Let's just say 15 weeks to the first show. You are without a doubt going to hit a couple of plateau weeks.
Yep.
That gives you only 13 weeks to the pro qualifier. You then probably need a week to peak. So then you've then got 12 weeks to diet. So
that's not a lot.
If, for example, you are 15, 20 kilos above your stage weight, you've then got 12 weeks to get that off. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Or it might happen, but you won't look your best.
Yeah.
So you've got to give yourself that time. And for a lot of young coaches, it is a learning curve. It is a real learning curve, and they're just thinking, oh, you know what, maybe next year we should start prep 6 weeks earlier.
Yeah. I hear of people doing 12-week prep, things like that, and to me, absolute no.
It's just
even as an athlete, yes, it means you're dieting from sooner, but I would always rather be ready a bit earlier. And so what? If there's a show sooner, jump in sooner. And if not, then you've got back-off time, you've got trial peak time, you're already ahead of the game, you're not worrying I've still got 5 kilos to lose and not a lot of time.
Yeah. You'd rather be no kilos to lose and a few weeks to play with.
100%.
Rather than 2 weeks out and got 5 kilos to lose.
Yeah.
Even if you've got 2 weeks out and you've got 2 kilos to lose, it's still a stress that you could do without. So you'd rather be ready. As I said, really peak week for me doesn't count.
Yeah.
You need to be ready going into peak week.
Yeah.
And peak week really is only just minor, fine adjustments. Just
dropping fatigue and freshening up. Isn't it?
So the shows do come around incredibly quickly, which is a good thing and a bad thing. The shows never used to be coming around that quickly. Shows used to finish in November and nothing until April.
Yeah, worked out before that. It's literally 2 months of the year that there's not any shows, isn't there? January and February, because you've got the end of March.
Well, there is a show in February. Sheridan's doing it.
Oh yeah, I meant in the UK, but
So for me, the only month that's not had a show is January. Yeah. But even then, I've still got people prepping for the March show. So I'm still doing twice a week check-ins, 3 times a week check-ins, whatever it might be.
So you box off people who are finishing off on the season at the end of the season, but then 1 week after that, people are starting prepping.
Well, I think the last show that I had was maybe the 2nd of December. So I think the 2nd of December, something like that, around the beginning of December. but there were people then starting prep for March.
For earlier shows,
Yeah. So it is constant. It's constant. It's year round now. It's absolutely year round. There is no let off. Yeah. And I said, I only personally have 5 days off over Christmas anyway. So it's 5 days off for me over Christmas. I think maximum. I think that's the most I've ever taken. And even in them 5 days, I'm still messaging people saying how things going. Like obviously, I'm getting clients messaging me saying Merry Christmas, and conversing back with them. And naturally, I'm not just saying Merry Christmas back. I'm saying Merry Christmas. How's things going? Like just having that conversation there as well. So there's very little change actually from season to season.
Yeah.
Very little change from season to season. Which leads us into a good question actually, because I was actually meant to be away today. We didn't plan a great deal for this podcast because I was meant to be away and we meant to move it to
Sheridan.
meant to be Sheridan in Iraq. So we never planned it. So we did a Q&A and got some really, really good questions in, which was good. So a couple of questions was, one of them we've answered already as to where is Sheridan competing. So he's competing in Iraq, and as I said, the reason for that is because when we spoke he started dieting just before Christmas and then had Christmas off, is that we said, right, we're going to plan to do this show, and if for example we're not ready, we can do the show in the UK. But we knew we would be ready, and as I said, when I'm going out to Dubai, it's this natural stop-off point to fly over to Iraq, because it's only 2.5 hours, 3 hours to fly to Iraq from
So he got
Dubai.
that, like I said to him, like, you've done the long travel now, like, because the flight from here to Iraq was like 3 hours, whereas he's done the long bit, and he was like, just below a week out. So you've got that adjustment period of, okay, like my body clock's changed a bit, my meal times have changed a bit. Now you're just doing the short haul bit. So the first leg of it is done when you've still got lots of time to sort of settle and not allow that to kind of mess up your...
And we washed away any fatigue from flying as well over this week as well. Rested up, didn't really do a lot, ate a decent amount. I think it's 700 grams of carb yesterday, 700 grams of carbs today.
Smashing the carbs.
But that's not loads, to be honest. Like it's okay for somebody like him. Like he diets on like 300, 250. It's only like double. Like we've not gone to like 1,000, which he was doing previously. Because,
I actually was speaking to him about that when we were driving to the gym. When Rob didn't come, you were on a rest day, and he was saying that just the kind of amount of food he feels has been like better for him and worked well for him this time around, like not going crazy amounts more than what he feels is necessary.
There's no need, especially when you've got a short. Well, you've got a short torso. You've got a short torso, so think of
so that food's got to go somewhere, hasn't it?
And it's going to cram into that midsection, which is a lot shorter. When you've got somebody tall, that midsection is elongated. Where I've got 1,000 grams of carbs going into a potentially very, very small midsection. You've got to keep that midsection tight, especially in the men's physique class. As soon as you blow that out, it's game over. As soon as you blow it out, it's game over. So you've got to think of things like that. So for him, foods are very, very much easy foods, jams.
He was going to say, he said he was like, I've never ate so much jam.
So things like jam, like it's a very, very high carbohydrate food, but 100 grams of jam is like a palmful.
Tiny.
But you're getting 80 grams of carbs.
Loads of carbs,
So again, we're doubling that up with cream of rice and stuff like that. So the volume of food is very, very different. The prep has been very, very different, to be honest. Like cardio's never gone over 40 minutes. It's quite low. We've not pushed any sort of PEDs. We've not pushed any PEDs because of the fact that we were like not 100% sure we were doing this show. So with the knowledge of, okay, well, we might actually be doing the UK show. Say, for example, his visa didn't come through.
For whatever reason,
We didn't want to push really, really hard in the first 8 weeks, 10 weeks, I think they've been in the prep. First 8 to 10 weeks, and then be like, oh shit, we've got nowhere to go now with these anabolics or with the PEDs. But when we realised, okay, well, we can do this show, like a couple of weeks ago, they were like, okay, well, let's push on a little bit.
Push things on a bit further,
So that's sort of how the prep worked. It was a very good, smooth prep, no issues, no concerns. Constant refeeds throughout, and it was a very, very smooth prep, to be honest. So, to be honest, everybody who I've got prepping for these first few shows has actually, touch wood so far, obviously it's not showed it yet, but has had a really smooth prep. I've got Sarah, I've got Jay, I've got Justin, and Sheridan all in these first shows, and obviously then Caroline as well, amateurs. Then and obviously in the pro show, I've got Charlotte in the pro show. Out of all these people doing these first few shows, it's been a very, very, all of them have been really, really smooth preps. There's been no real stumbling blocks so far. Obviously there always will be, but especially when you've done it. I've probably prepped 1,000 people. When you've done it 1,000 times over, it should be smooth.
And you've seen all of the kind of problems, and you know how to manage them and deal with them and what to do.
Absolutely. So that was one of the questions. And another question is, two questions that came in. One came in about goal setting, like how do you set goals, how do you set like achievable goals, which we'll talk about in a minute. But the other question was about what do I deem as a successful prep? and what do I deem as success within the season. So it's very, very different for me now. So for me personally, what I deem as success is winning a show.
Yeah.
Like that is now, like, apart from a first timer, maybe like if someone's a first timer, the goal for me as a coach is to see them through prep smoothly.
Yeah.
But once I don't prep a great deal of first timers now. You prep more first timers than me.
Yes,
but
yeah.
the first timers that I do prep, it really is about just seeing them through the prep.
Yeah.
Because you would have talked about doing a show for a long time. You would have thought about doing a show for a long
Yeah.
time. You don't just wake up one day and think I'm going to do a show.
Yeah.
You know, you think
Just
about it for a long
happens.
time. You
Look into it,
You
you follow
procrastinate probably 100
people,
times
yeah.
over about doing it. So for me, as a first timer, your goal is to get you on stage looking as best as what
As
you can do.
yeah. That's the starting point to like, okay, 1, did I enjoy that?
Yeah.
2, do I want to do it again? And then you go from there, and you've got your baseline of where you're at in terms of physique wise, and yeah.
Yeah, I remember I had a client called Claire Spencer, her name was a very, very good client. She won her first show and she got off stage and she said, I really didn't enjoy that.
Don't want to do that again.
She said, yeah. I said,
Yeah.
she said, I never want to do that again. She said,
Yeah.
I never want to go up there and be judged by somebody that I don't know.
Yeah.
Or based on the way that I look.
Yeah.
She said, I loved the prep, I loved the discipline, I loved everything that it taught me.
But
I didn't
getting
actually
on
enjoy
stage.
being on stage.
Yeah, I've had
But
that before as
to be
well.
honest, like, she faked it on stage because she had a glowing
Looked
smile.
like
She
she
looked like
loved
she
it.
absolutely loved
Yeah.
it. She got first place. She was over the moon. Like, she smiled with her first place, and she come off stage and she said, I never want to do that again.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, she stayed on, done a reverse diet and so on and so
Yeah,
forth.
yeah,
But the goal for me, for her, again, wasn't to win.
Yeah.
Wasn't she's a first timer. It's not to go there and win. If you win, great. But some of
Yeah.
these first timer shows, there's 600 athletes.
Yeah, absolutely
You know,
stacked
yeah, you've got
shows.
600 athletes, mate. It's absolutely crazy. And within them 600 athletes, you've got 20 classes, maybe 25 classes.
Yeah.
That means you've only got 25 winners out of 600.
Yeah.
The
yeah,
likelihood
yeah.
of you winning your show is incredibly low.
Yeah.
So why don't we, for the first time you get out there, go and enjoy it, go and love it, go experience it.
Do your best.
You're probably going to cheat on the diet because you're probably not used to it. You're probably not used to the discipline. You're probably going to miss the odd session. You're probably going to have a few breakdowns. It's your first show. That's absolutely fine. That's absolutely natural.
Yeah.
Once you've got over that first show, then we can start setting real targets for you to move forward with. Okay, now you've got lean, actually you can see your glutes need some work.
Yeah.
Now you've got really lean, you can see your delts need some work. Let's go away into an off-season. If, for example, the off-season is the next goal, it might be 2 weeks later British finals, go and do it. But if the off-season is the next goal, it's then going away and growing on that physique, coming back better, and then trying to beat your placing of last time.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you
Yeah.
won the overall, you can't beat your placing of
Can't
last
beat
time.
that.
But what you will do is you'll come up against far better competitors.
Yeah, and
because you know
do
you're the first timer.
do a higher standard show. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, that's not to say that the first timers shows are not a high
No,
standard.
no, but I mean, like, you know, not a first time show. So
Yeah,
you're competing against more
Open.
experienced athletes.
Do an open show where the girl you're standing next to also isn't a first timer. Go do a show where the girl you're standing next to or the guy you're standing next to
There's also won overalls.
has done 20 shows.
Yeah.
Has already done 20 shows and they've
Yeah.
won 6 overalls and they're
Yeah.
really pushing for a pro card.
Yeah,
Let's see where you stand
Where you
in
look,
that lineup.
yeah.
And then going obviously from there is you know, going on from there is improving upon every single showing.
Yeah.
But
Yes, I think that side of it, in terms of the improvement, is definitely a good way to, as an athlete, to look at it, rather than like, yes, a lot of people are chasing trophies, chasing medals, chasing wins, chasing that side of the goal, but you can't control who else turns up to the show. You can't control that side of it. All you can control is you bringing your best to that show and that stage, and improving upon that each time you compete.
Yeah, absolutely. No,
And with that comes placings. Like,
yeah, for sure. Like winning is still a really, really big part. After you've got to the stage where you've done your prep, you've completed your prep, it's then about, for me, it's about pushing on and going and achieving whatever goal you've set out to achieve. Like, you know, winning, because the thing is, the more you win, the more likely you are to carry on.
Yeah.
You win, you feel good, you feel great. You know,
Yeah.
you get your pictures. Everyone says, you know, you've done so well.
Yeah.
That's not to say if you come second or third, you're not going to carry on, of course. But you know, winning is still a driver to keep you going.
Yeah.
To keep you going, 100%.
Yeah.
So winning plays a big part. And for me, like, I would never I occasionally do the Q&As on Instagram and people say, you know, who do you think's going to get a pro card this year? My honest answer is everybody who I put into a pro qualifier.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't put you into a pro qualifier unless I thought you were capable of winning a pro card. Not only because of the fact that if you're not, like, if you're out of your league, you will go there and you will feel embarrassed.
And it will be,
it will be embarrassing. Yeah. You'll go there, you won't place, and you'll be like, oh man, Like,
Yeah.
I brought my friends along, I brought my family along. And again, there will be shows that happens, 100% there'll be shows that happens for most people. But if you know when you're out of your depth, and you know when everybody's backstage and you're looking around and you think,
pumping up, and you're
nothing like these people, and you're standing there on the side of the last call out, 100% you would think, I wish my coach said, don't bother doing that.
Yeah, don't do that for X, Y, or Z reason.
Because and honestly, whenever I get that question on my Q&A, I honestly could answer that question and say, everybody who I put into a pro qualifier aiming for a pro card has the ability and is there or thereabouts in getting a card.
Yeah, good enough to do it. Yeah.
You know, so obviously a regional is different, a qualifier is different, and so on and so forth. You're going there to get your experience, and again you get your feedback from there. But in terms of like what I deem as success now within competing and for my athletes is winning.
Yeah.
Because as I said, the majority of my clients are not first timers. I still do have a few first timers, and again their success is based on finishing the prep to the best of their ability, and then going on from there. But on the other hand is that the majority of people who I have are not first timers. My goal 100% is to go and win.
Yeah.
That is success for me, is going to win.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it does, and again, it sounds a bit contradictory that if you finish second, I don't think you're unsuccessful. Yeah. Because you could get beat by somebody who's better.
Yeah.
You brought your best, and that's still a success. But next time,
that's the goal, is the winning.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a successful prep for me, is going there, doing well, bringing your best. And then secondary to that for me is how you felt during that prep.
Yeah.
And again, that sounds, again, people will listen to that and think, oh, that's a bit harsh or a bit the wrong way round. If you prep properly, there will be days you feel like shit.
There will be shit days.
There'll be months you feel like shit potentially. That last month.
Yeah.
You know, if you're ready early and you're lean early, there might be that month that you feel a bit like shit.
Yes.
So that comes secondary to winning. Yeah. Because again, when you win, guess what?
You don't remember. Yeah, literally. Yeah. You don't remember those shit days. You just remember, okay, I've won. It was all worth it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
100%. So I don't know whether you have a different opinion on success or how you deem success.
So success for myself as an athlete, or success for myself as a coach, I suppose, different things. But yeah, always the goal for coaching people is that they step on stage, bring in their best, and they achieve what they have set out to. And 9 times out of 10, that is winning, placing, top 3 placings, pro cards as well. And as an athlete, like winning is definitely a big driver for me. Like I remember coming back from a show, like as an amateur, like a long time ago, and I'd won my class, but I didn't like get the overall. And I remember you being like, "It's okay, Char. Like you can tell." I think we were talking to Babs. You were like, "You can tell Babs that you're like a bit pissed off, but like she'll understand why." And like I felt ungrateful for it. I was like, I think I was just like didn't really know how to explain why I was like pissed off, or like because I've won, which is great, but not the cherry on the top.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I do think that is a specialist mindset. I don't think you can teach that to people. Like I really, really don't. I think that either you have that mindset or you don't.
Yeah. And trying to explain that to people who don't have it is hard, and I was trying to not come across like a knob, but this is why I feel like this.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think either people get it or they don't with that sort of thing. Because you will see some people who are genuinely over the moon with third at a regional. Yeah. Like they're absolutely over the moon with that. And then you go and you say, well, I won the pro qualifier, there's 15 girls in my class, but I didn't get a card, I'm really disappointed. Yeah, and to try and explain that is really difficult. And I've had that before, like there's a picture that I shared on my Instagram from my first international pro qualifier in Portugal. It was actually during COVID, so I had face mask on, but it was the medal ceremony, and you could see in my face, just from my eyes, like how upset I was. And I think I got 4th, didn't I? Yeah, I got 4th. And I was like, trying to like explain like why that was upsetting, like to people is hard. But I don't know. In my head, it's like not good enough. That wasn't good enough. But again, it doesn't help that people gas you up as well.
Definitely. After that show is when I stopped like sharing everything. Yeah, because people gassing you up and saying, "Oh, you should have turned pro." Even at the outdoor shows, I think that was prior to that show. Yeah. Even at the outdoor shows, people saying you should have turned pro, and I told you, you shouldn't. Yeah. You remember that, probably quite upsetting to hear that, but I was like, no, you shouldn't have turned pro. Like, you were probably 3rd or 4th in the overall. Yeah.
You know, and deservedly, I didn't think the girl who turned pro actually should have turned pro. I thought she was second. I thought Dominica actually should have turned pro today, personally. But that's just my opinion. But Dominica was second, I believe, and then the Italian girl turned pro.
Yeah.
Good physique, really, really good physique. Seen her compete before. But yeah, and I said I thought you were third or fourth.
Yeah.
But again, then you get people gassing you up saying, "Oh, you should have turned pro.
Yeah.
That was your show."
Yeah.
When it wasn't. When it wasn't in reality, it wasn't. You know, and even going out to Spain, like fourth was probably pretty fair.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
like
Portugal,
and it's not a case of I was upset because I felt like I deserved more. It was just I was upset because I didn't get what I wanted. Like not like throwing my toys out the pram, that kind of thing. But it's just like. Yeah, just didn't
you're still
achieve.
Professional. You're still professional in what you do. If you don't get the result, you still have to be professional.
Oh, yeah.
You can't show you're upset like on stage by taking your medal off. And again, we've seen people do that. I've seen people do that at shows all the time. I've seen someone throw the trophy at a judge. That
is not good. Yeah. But obviously, so I feel like you could see it in my face. But luckily, my face mask was covering my mouth. Yeah. You probably couldn't tell if I was like this.
Yeah. So but it is what it is, and again, it was a fair result. And
definitely not arguing that at all.
But again, people, but it doesn't help with the old gassing up and people saying, "Oh, you're natural, you're going to go and win this pro." I see it all the time on social media. I don't use social media a lot, but when I do go on social media, I just think, no, you're not going to win a pro card.
Yeah.
Like in the nicest way, no, you're not.
Yeah, you're not ready.
You're not anywhere near that. You're going to be lucky if you win your class.
Yeah.
You know, and I'll be honest, it's more guys that do that than girls. I'll be honest. Like when I look at people's profile and I see a lot of the men's physique boys, and I see them upload a picture, pro card pending. These are the comments that they're getting,
the
like,
comments
pro card pending, and I just think, man, like that. No, you ain't.
Yeah.
Like you ain't, like because I've prepped so many pros. I know what pros need to look like. And you ain't there.
You're not there.
And you ain't there. And if you do get it, you'll be very, very lucky because it'll be a very quiet show.
Yeah.
You know. So like I think success. Going back to the question, success is really, you're remembered for winning.
Yes.
You are remembered for winning. You think of all the greats in sport that have ever been, they're remembered for winning.
Yeah.
They're not remembered for coming second consistently, coming fourth consistently. They're remembered for winning. Yeah. And I think that what makes people...
Being the best.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, so that's what I deem as success. And then the other question was about how do I set goals? So I used to, I don't do it so much anymore because I'm a bit blasé, in all honesty, with my goals.
A bit blasé in general.
In general as well, a bit blasé. But I used to write everything down. Like I used to every year, like when I had big goals, in all honesty, I don't have a huge deal of big goals anymore. A lot of the things that I wanted to achieve, and I'm happy at saying this, have been ticked off. Like I own my own house. I not only do I own my own house, I own my own house in 2 countries. I'm recognised as one of the best coaches. I've done the gyms things. I've done the gym multiple things, like multiple times over. Like a lot of the big goals that I had, I'll be honest, I boxed a lot of them off. Yeah. And my day-to-day living, and Char will tell you this, my day-to-day living is incredibly relaxed. Yeah. Like I'm now an incredibly relaxed person. I don't really get annoyed by anything. The odd thing obviously will annoy me, but I don't really get annoyed by anything. I'm very laid back. Like my days run around Charlotte's day. Like Char will know that if I had my way, I'd always train early in the morning, fasting. But my days worked around Charlotte, So now I don't write those goals down, but if I did write my goals down, I would stick 5 goals at the beginning of the year every year. So 5 big goals that I really wanted to achieve that year, and I would always then assess them monthly. Every one I would assess monthly, and I would say, right, have I actually? What am I doing to work towards that? Yeah, have I moved forward or not? And then what I would do is I would highlight the ones that are a little bit behind and work hard at achieving those. Yeah. And then I would write the power list every day. So obviously you know what the power list is. Is your 5 points of focus every single day. For each day, yeah. And all the time I'd be driving towards those goals. And that's what I used to do every day continuously. And I think I did that, honestly, for no joke. I wrote those 5 points down for 3 or 4 years in a row. Yeah. Every single day I wrote down 5 points of action that I have to get done. And that's what moved me forward. It moved me forward personally. It moved me forward with business. It moved me forward as a bodybuilder. It moved me forward as an athlete. When I wrote those 5 things down that I had to do every single day, and that was my goals. That's how I achieved my goals. Yeah, and those little the daily power list, like everything on that, like just adds up towards the longer term, the bigger goals. It adds things. It is exponential in the amount of progress that you will make just writing those 5 things down. If people aren't doing that and they're struggling with their
progress in kind of anything, then that's a massive thing for you.
Yeah.
Because as well, like just ticking those things off and not resting until you have, like not settling until you have, like that just like continues to boost your like personal, okay, I follow through with things I'm saying I'm going to do. Like I've said I was going to do that at the start of the day, so I'm going to do it. I might not want to do it, but I'm going to do it.
Yeah. It builds confidence.
Yeah.
Like
builds
if someone is
confidence
low
in
on
yourself,
confidence, what it does, it builds confidence, because confidence comes from achieving the things you say you're going to go and achieve.
Yeah.
If you are non-confident or not confident, I don't know the actual word for it. Unconfident. Yeah. If you are unconfident, it's because you're not doing the things that you're saying you're going to do.
Yeah, you're not following.
You're not following through with what you're
things,
saying.
yeah.
You know, you're not sticking to your own promises to yourself.
Yeah,
Not to anybody else. You're not sticking to your own promises to yourself. I remember when I was 18, 19 in a bodybuilding gym called Titanium. Maybe I was a bit older. Maybe I was 19, 20. I don't think I was, because I was still at college. And I was collecting recycling. That was my job. I would collect recycling during the day, and I'd try and be a bodybuilder over the evening. And I remember saying to people, I'll own a gym one day. And they'd genuinely laugh at me.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, all right, Rob, don't you collect recycling? I said, yeah, I do, mate, but I'll own a gym one day.
Yeah.
And I was 100% confident in what I said.
Yeah.
Because, I was looking at my daily routine. I was looking at everything and saying, right, this is what I need to do to go and achieve that goal.
Yeah.
You know, I would do that every single day, repeatedly, over and over and over. And again, and these people now are people that, like, have gone no further forward in life, because they're still on my social media, and I still them doing the same shit. And, you know, and I've reached pretty much every one of my big goals. Every single one of them I've reached. But the reason that I've reached it is because I was able to execute every single day.
Yeah.
And the reason I was able to execute every single day is because I set myself 5 tasks every single day. Sounds so simple,
basic and simple, but it changes.
But no one's doing it.
Yeah.
No one's doing it, but very few people are doing it. And if honestly, if you listen to this podcast and you are not where you want to be in life, commit to 2 years of doing it. Commit to 3 years of doing it, and you will be exponentially further forward in your life. Exponentially, just by writing those 5 things down per day. And if you can do that and commit to it, honestly, come back to me in a couple of years and say, Rob, I'm not further forward. Because because one, either you've not done it, or you've not done it correctly, or 2, you'll be so far forward, you'll be like, what a massive trick. It's not a trick or nothing. It's just the simplest, easiest things I could explain to you is doing it every single day. Yeah, so that's how I set goals. I don't know I don't even know if you write them down, Char, to be honest. Maybe I should probably know that as your
No, to be fair, I don't actually write goals down. I have my power list, I do that. Mine is not a written one. I personally prefer, I've got a spreadsheet one, where it's got like, little tabs, and I complete it, and it's green and things like that. So I prefer that.
Is that the one I sent you?
No.
Oh, I had one.
No, not your
I sent
one
to Leanne for work.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Paid $9.99 for it.
Oh. No. So I have that, which obviously is my little power list for each day. In terms of like big goals, no, I don't really write things down, to be honest. Don't really write them down. The thing though that like I think not a lot of people, but maybe people don't think about is when you're making goals, your actions have got to line up with that. So just taking something that's, I suppose, on topic for like me would be, I want to be an IFBB pro. Right, well, do your actions line up with that? Are you going out and not eating your meals? Are you doing things that are not lining up with that goal? Or if you want to save money but you're spending money all the time, that doesn't line up with your goal. So that's a big thing that people, I think, sometimes, like, it sounds again really simple, but people don't think about, my actions aren't lining up to my goals.
It's massive.
So why am I not there? Like, it's obvious why. Not to me anyway.
But not only big goals, but small goals as well. So I've got a client at the moment. She said, I'm insulin resistant, and I said, all right, cool. How do you know that? She said, well, my body doesn't utilize carbs very well. I said, right, how do you know that? And she said, well, I don't. But I think I am. I said, all right, well, why don't we go and do a blood glucose test and actually find it out? And I said, but it will only work if you actually want to find it out. Yeah. If you want to find it out, then you'll go and do a blood glucose test every single day for a week, and you'll see what your blood glucose read at, and then you'll see if you're insulin resistant or not. Yeah. 2 months have gone by and she's not done it. 2 months have gone by. Yeah. And I said,
have we done that? Yeah.
No, I said, can I see all your blood glucose readings? She said, I haven't gone out and bought a monitor yet. Could buy one from Amazon.
Yeah.
Buy one
next day
from Amazon,
delivery.
Well, not even next day. You get same day delivery in London.
Yeah.
So she's in London. You can get it same day delivery in London.
Yeah.
So I said, well, you don't really want to find out, do you?
Yeah.
Just exactly the same as the goal thing. It could be the smallest goal, but are you actually taking the steps towards actually achieving that goal? I want to find out if I'm insulin resistant or not. Okay, well, here's the steps to go and do that. 2 months later, have you gone and done it? No, you don't really want to find out if you're insulin resistant or not.
Yeah.
And IFBB Pro card, you hear it all the time as well. Even things in business. Like I remember when I opened the Ashford gym. When I opened the Ashford gym, the amount of people that said to me, I've thought about opening a gym in Ashford. Right, you thought about it.
Thought about it, but what have you actioned on that?
You've done absolutely nothing about it.
I thought about being the Queen of England one day.
Yeah, same. But no, I'm probably not the best person to ask for goal setting, because nowadays I don't do what I used to do. But I did used to write everything down, assess it monthly. So literally, no joke, booking time in the calendar to have a meeting with myself. To
look at that.
It was a meeting with myself, inviting myself to a meeting to review those goals.
Yeah.
Because
otherwise it won't
I didn't have a business partner.
Yeah.
I don't have a business partner. Who do I review them with?
Yeah.
I could potentially review them with my accountant.
Yeah.
But again, my accountant's probably going to give me a financial
spin on it.
You're doing okay there.
Yeah.
But maybe my goal isn't financial. Maybe it's something completely different.
Yeah.
So I would always assess monthly if I'm actually doing anything, and have a meeting with myself. Genuinely have a meeting with myself.
Yep.
Write the minutes down. What I've done well. What I've done not so well.
Yeah.
What I can do better, and maybe the threats. So it's called a SWOT analysis: your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats.
Yeah.
And the threats to me not achieving that goal might be the fact that I've got a really busy couple of months and I want to save some money, but I've got to travel here, there, and everywhere for shows,
there, and whatever
it might be. And I would assess that. But again, the most important thing was the power list for me.
Yeah.
Writing those 5 things down every single day and then actioning those 5 things and not stopping until I'd finished them.
Yeah.
It might mean
the discipline that gives you.
100%. It might mean that I'm awake till 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm waking up at 6 o'clock the next day.
Yeah.
If that's what it took, that's what it took.
Yeah, it's on the list.
Because I woke up and the next day maybe I had 7 coffees instead of 6, or whatever it might be, because I was tired. But I had to finish that list, and if I didn't finish that list, I felt such a sense of failure that I weren't moving towards my goals.
Yeah. And as well, that kind of failure is like failure to yourself, which is probably
the
the worst.
Yeah, it's the worst.
That feels the worst.
Yeah, it's the worst.
Like letting yourself down.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, it's that saying that when you're in an aeroplane, who do you put the life stuff on first? You look after yourself first.
Yeah.
So if you can't look after yourself and keep promises to yourself, how are you meant to keep promises to other people?
Yeah, to other people. Yeah.
You put your life jacket on first.
Yeah.
Your one goes on first before you help other people. You need to look after yourself before you help other people.
Yeah.
If you're constantly lying to yourself, constantly telling yourself you're going to do this, you're going to do that, and you're not doing it, you're probably doing the same to other people as well.
Yeah.
So I'm again, probably open up a can of worms here, but I feel that whenever I've made a promise to you, that I've always managed to fulfill that promise.
Yeah.
No matter how big or how small. Okay, Rob, can you do this for me? Yes, I can. Okay, I'll get it done. Might not always be on time, but I'll,
might need a few reminders.
But I'll get it done. It'll be like, yep, cool, I'll do it. Because
but it's probably vice versa as well.
Oh, actually, you say that now. Let me. I've got a list actually on my
phone.
Let's
get that out, yeah.
I'm lucky you said that.
Char hasn't done this.
Yeah, now we're on that topic. Actually.
Dates back to.
In 2019, you said. But no, like, honestly, if you're fulfilling your promises to yourself, then you'll be a better person as a whole, because you'll be able to fulfill them promises to other people.
Well. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So those were the questions really that we had, which were super.
Yes.
So thanks for sending them in. I really appreciate them. And maybe I haven't looked at my phone, obviously, but if there is some more questions on them, maybe we'll attack them next week. Maybe we'll attack them next week if they're good. So, yeah, if not, we will continue to try and get some more quality guests. We'll try and produce some more quality content. Obviously, we are on YouTube as well now.
Check that out, yes.
So subscribe. We're up to 40 subscribers.
On
my God.
YouTube,
Yep, on YouTube. Woohoo! 40, boom.
I think there's more on podcast.
Maybe we'll get to 50 by next week.
Spotify, yeah.
Maybe that's a goal. Set a goal, 50 next week.
That's our goal.
Yeah, send it out to everybody, mate. Mum, can you subscribe? Send it out to everybody. But yeah, no.
Anyway, Thanks for listening, and we will catch you in the next episode.
Thanks. Bye-bye.